Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest footballers of all time, was known for his dedication to his sport and his relentless pursuit of perfection. But beyond the stadium lights and roaring crowds, there was another side to him, one that few people ever got to see. A side that believed in kindness, in giving back, and in changing lives. One evening, after an intense training session, Ronaldo decided to take his son, Cristiano Jr., out for dinner in the center of city. It had been a long time since he had enjoyed a quiet night out, away from the pressures of football. They chose a well-known restaurant, one with warm lighting and a cozy atmosphere, hoping for a relaxing meal. As Ronaldo and his son sat at their table, they talked about school, football, and life. But while they were deep in conversation, Ronaldo's sharp eyes noticed something unusual. In the corner of the restaurant, standing near the entrance, was a small boy. He looked no older than 10, wearing clothes that were slightly too big for him and holding a handful of tissue packets. He was carefully watching the tables, waiting for the right moment to approach someone. Ronaldo continued to observe as the boy hesitantly walked from table to table, asking diners if they wanted to buy a packet of tissues. Most people ignored him. Some waved him away without even looking at him. A few gave him polite but firm shakes of the head. The boy's face remained composed, but Ronaldo could see it, the subtle disappointment in his eyes every time he was turned away. Finally, after being rejected by almost every table, the boy gathered the courage to approach Ronaldo's table. He hesitated for a brief moment, looking up at the football legend before speaking in a small, nervous voice. "Sir, would you like to buy a tissue?" Ronaldo looked at him, his expression softening. He could tell that this wasn't just a child trying to earn pocket money. This was something deeper, a necessity, a survival effort. "What's your name, little friend?" Ronaldo asked with a kind smile. The boy blinked, as if surprised that Ronaldo was even speaking to him. His voice was hesitant but clear. "My name is Miguel, sir." Ronaldo nodded, picking up one of the tissue packets and turning it over in his hands. "Miguel, why are you selling these?" Miguel hesitated, then lowered his eyes. He took a deep breath, as if gathering the strength to answer. "My mother is sick," he finally admitted. "She can't work. My father, he left us. So I try to make some money selling tissues to help buy food." Ronaldo felt a tightness in his chest. A child, no older than his own son, forced into a life of hardship. It wasn't fair, but tonight he was going to change that. "Come, sit with us," Ronaldo said, pulling out a chair. Miguel hesitated, looking around as if unsure whether he was allowed. But when Ronaldo nodded encouragingly, he carefully sat down. "You know, Miguel," Ronaldo continued, "when I was your age, life wasn't easy for me either. My family didn't have much, but I always believed that if I worked hard, things would get better. Do you have dreams?" Miguel looked down at his hands, fidgeting with a tissue packet. After a moment of silence, he murmured, "I wanted to be a footballer." His words were soft, almost embarrassed, as if he didn't believe he had the right to say them out loud. "But?" Ronaldo prompted gently. Miguel gave a small shrug. "But that's for kids who can afford to play." Ronaldo exhaled slowly, trying to suppress the sadness he felt for this child. He knew all too well how many talented kids never got a chance simply because of their circumstances. "You should never give up on your dreams," Ronaldo said firmly. "Life might be difficult now, but it won't always be this way." Just then, the waiter approached their table. Ronaldo turned to Miguel with a warm smile. "What would you like to eat tonight?" Miguel hesitated, clearly not used to being given a choice. But before he could answer, Ronaldo looked at the waiter and said, "Bring Miguel whatever he wants." That night, for the first time in a long time, Miguel had a warm, delicious meal. He ate slowly, savoring every bite, as if afraid it would be his last. Ronaldo and his son continued to chat with him, making him feel, if only for a moment, like a regular kid. As they finished their meal, Ronaldo reached into his bag and pulled out a Al Nassr jersey. He signed it and handed it to Miguel. "Keep this," he said. "Whenever you look at it, remember to believe in yourself." Miguel stared at the jersey, his eyes wide with disbelief. But the real surprise was yet to come. Ronaldo took out a small notepad and quickly wrote something down. He tore off the paper and handed it to Miguel. "This is the contact information for my foundation," he said. "Tomorrow, I want you and your mother to visit them. I will make sure she gets the medical care she needs." Miguel looked up at him, stunned. "Really?" he whispered, as if afraid this was a dream. Ronaldo nodded. "Really?" The little boy's lower lip trembled, and for a moment it seemed like he was going to cry. But instead, he did something that shocked Ronaldo. He jumped up and hugged him. "Thank you," Miguel murmured into Ronaldo's shoulder. "Thank you so much." Ronaldo smiled, patting the boy's back. "You're welcome, Miguel. Just promise me one thing." Miguel pulled back and looked at him curiously. "Never stop dreaming." Miguel nodded vigorously, gripping the signed jersey as if it were the most valuable thing in the world. The restaurant staff and other diners who had previously ignored the boy now watched in awe. Some even clapped, moved by what they had just witnessed. As Ronaldo and his son got ready to leave, Miguel called out, "Sir!" Ronaldo turned back. I'll play football one day," Miguel said, determination in his eyes. Ronaldo grinned. "I'll be watching." The next day, Miguel and his mother visited the foundation as instructed. True to his word, Ronaldo had arranged for Miguel's mother to receive the medical treatment she desperately needed. But the story didn't end there. A few months later, Ronaldo received an envelope in the mail. Inside was a handwritten note from Miguel, along with a picture of him in a football jersey standing on a field. "Dear Mr. Ronaldo, thank you for changing my life. My mom is getting better, and I have started playing football at a local academy. One day, I hope to play professionally, just like you. I will never forget what you did for me. With love, Miguel." Ronaldo smiled as he read the letter. He had won many trophies, broken records, and achieved incredible success. But this was what truly mattered. A single act of kindness had changed a boy's life. And perhaps one day the world would hear the name Miguel, not as a boy selling tissues on the street, but as a footballer who had fulfilled his dreams.